Running blind in my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, you don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You wanna Christ when I breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak. I'm the sick in the head. Come on, come on. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off.
We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me. No conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist. Why bet you wanna be famous, They Ella they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that haters, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist. Watch out, cuz I never switch, I never switch.
Ever since I blew, they all on my. Hey, back then, didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long that I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex-slick, then hit with the. Back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things, pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Elliott now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Space to maneuver at the 40. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 75 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Wow, first play of the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. This man was a Saint for 3 years. It's Darren Sproles. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. Delayed give there out of the gun. Defense was ready.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of a draw play out of the shotgun formation because the quarterback's not having much action where he's getting away from the line of scrimmage. He's catching the football, making a little head fake, and then handing it off. You should be able to read it as they did there.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Go. 180!
Check.
Great 57.
Check three. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Here's Sproles. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
15 yards on the play, first down.
First down, Philadelphia.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Mike 56.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
There we go. Pac-Man. 280! Win.
We want this.
57.
Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to
like
the tailback.
Like an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with 2 hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And coming off a 1-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
He's checking.
36.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Michael Thomas, who turned 26 in March, now the league's highest paid wideout, signing a 5-year, $100 million extension in late July that will run through 2024.
He's the highest paid non-quarterback ever, though we know as far as these things go, that could change quickly in the league, but still a huge contract for him and deserved. 125 catches last year, led the NFL, 5th highest total in league history. Not bad for a guy that when he played Little League football, he's one of the guys that, you know, the coach said, okay, who hasn't played yet? Because everyone has to play a minimum number of plays. That's what he was doing when he was in Little League football. Now he's one of the best.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage?
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Lucky. Check 13. You're good. I4, ready.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. On second down, Kamara. And some room to run now. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out.
Find eight. We go 21. Target. Watch the twist on the tablet. You kill.
From the gun, it's Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And Lutz puts this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that?
Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. 47. All day, every day, any day. 47 Mike. 47 Mike. Mike 47. Here I come. Check 26. Check 26. 26.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Opposite. Check 24. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Throwing now is Breeze. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Hey, check Mike 47.
Working from the gun, Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar, right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
And an Eagle first down.
Backman. Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Wentz now on first down. Caught by the tight end Ertz. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6.
Lefty.
To throw, it's Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jackson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Check, 47. Hey, empty.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
56 to Mike, boy, 56. Hey, Foxtrot.
Now Wentz. And his throw's going to be incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Wentz going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Eli Apple, good to the core there as he gets in and knocks it away.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
56, Mike, 56, right there, right there.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And that is going to be incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Breeze.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Wide, get wide, kill.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Over the middle, open is Thomas. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
It's now 4th down and 1.
0-2.
Breeze to throw for it on 4th. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Eagles' defense able to hold.
Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded. But there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they look pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skill players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go. 5-9.
Mike 56. Watch the out.
Now Wentz again. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
I got you. 11. 53
Breeze going to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo!
The final shot before half for Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing is Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here we go. Sunday. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Now Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Go. Waiting. Sevens the mic. On the ball. Kill. Mike's 47.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Wentz to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. It's complete. It's Sproles. 20! And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
40, 82, 40. 47's the mic. All right, let's go.
Again, it's Wentz. Now followed up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front.
That's what I'm talking about. Way to start. Woo! Yeah!
Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here.
Double time. Everyone got 4 down. Watch 17.
Now Wentz. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Breeze. And incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And now it's 3rd down.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Now Kamara. He's got a first down and then some in midfield. And down right around the 37. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Kill.
Snap comes at 1, and now Breeze. And this is Cook with a grab. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They'll run. This is Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Check.
Again, it's Kamara. And an alley to run. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Number 53. Mike 53. Hey, watch the screen.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They come out here in the eye. On the keeper, it's Breeze. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Now, that was a little too conservative for my liking. It's only 2nd down, and they try to run the sneak. Give credit to the defense. They pushed them back and set up 3rd down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. This is Murray. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Latavius Murray taking it in. And the Saints have retaken the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. never even got to it.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
It's just me and you.
Wentz now to throw. Bringing it in, Jackson left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Wentz now on first down. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
6 guard. Check 6 guard. Check 31. Check 31.
Delayed give to Sproles. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 49-yard line.
Go. 180. Right there. 56. Check back.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Aguilar has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give them 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them a lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, Wentz. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here.
47's the mic, boy. 47. Check. 47. Get in the weight room. Sunday. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Come on. You better bring it. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
Let's go. Great. Check mic 47. Check mic 47.
Again to Smallwood out of the gun. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
And let's pin the mirrors back.
Working from the gun. Wentz to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Check, 47. Watch the run, watch the run.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. His throw caught at about the 5. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So obviously that one really hurts not to be able to convert. But this one's not over yet, Charles. Look at the clock, and then also 2 timeouts still left for him.
And if I'm coaching the defense, I think I'm going all out. And what I mean by that is nothing but pressure packages going at them. I'm going to force them on offense to kind of gamble a little bit, because I will leave openings, all right? You can sting me, but how often will they want to do that? They're going to want to run the ball and bleed the clock. I'm going after them, hoping to make a big play.
And in a sense, 3 timeouts with that 2-minute warning looming.
Great note right there, because it was the 2 timeouts. They get a 3rd one back. They still have a chance.
And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, 1st down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Toss play, Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Breeze to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
We go 21.
Breeze going to go on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Here we go. 180. Sunday. X3. 218. Chop.
Back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A touchdown is paramount here on 1st and goal, but got to be careful. Don't want to leave too much time on the clock for Drew Brees. They'll run forward with Smallwood. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
At the Saints, 6 yard line.
280. Straight 15. Straight 15.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
Straight 57.
47 to Mike, boys. 47. Check. 47.
To throw is Wentz. And this is incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Here we go.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal.
Hey, 4 down.
Wentz to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Elliott good with a PAT. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Go. 280.
Check back 47. Hey, tight down.
Solid.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Here we go. 120.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From New Orleans, good night, everybody.